Okay, we have a lot of additional enhancements, and Joe, I guess you want to talk about these next couple of slides.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's just walk down on the left-hand side. Fixtures for two-axis machining. I think we already talked about that in that slide.
Mm-hmm.
And then slow down in corners. We already talked about that. Display of drill start and end points for better visualization. We are now able to display the start points and the end points of drill operations. This comes in handy when you have a lot of drill points in your toolpath method and you're not sure what the start point is and where the end point is. And then you also talked about drill point sorting. So on the left-hand side, we're going to be showing all of those later on in the demo. On the right side, right table, let me quickly go through these. Flats only output for all appropriate three-axis operations. So there's a checkbox that you can now check in these operations. If you just want toolpaths on flat areas only, the system will automatically analyze the part and then only introduce cut levels in where it detects a flat area. In some cases it's pretty useful, especially if you're doing terrain models and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And you only want to machine the flats. It's a really useful method to have. The second one, option to specify a fixed tool axis for 5-axis operations. So in the case of 5-axis, you could orient the tool axis based on the surface normal. But we can also specify a fixed axis, so you can actually lock the tool axis in a particular orientation and then machine the part. A few other 5-axis enhancements. Now we're able to handle machine angle limits overlaps. So before, let's say you had an angle limit on one side, you could, let's say usually from 0 to 360 is how your machine angle limits are defined. But some machines, you can actually go a little bit over zero. So you can go up to -10. And then on the other side, 360, you could go up to 370. But if you look at the -10 and the 370 are actually overlapping. So previously what we would do is we would introduce a retract because the limits are only defined from 0 to 360. But now you can define -10 to 370 and we are not going to do a retract when the seam angle is being hit. I mean, if you're doing a lot of 5-axis, what I just said would make more sense. Yeah, stability and performance. We've gone through our code quite a bit. I mentioned we've used AI a little bit. We're starting to use AI in our coding. We'll see a lot more in the coming year. But we have looked at performance and stability, and in some cases, some areas of the code, especially in 2.5-axis sorting type of operations, we have increased performance by 10x in some areas. And of course, stability is improved too. We haven't fully done all the analysis, but as we go through this release and then all the coming releases, we'll be seeing a lot of this